welcome to another episode of Sandbar Wargaming Battle Report. I'm Paul and I'm going to be playing Christian. We're playing 50 points Steamroller 2012 Gauntlet. I'm playing Menoth, and here's my deployment. I've got P. Severus, Grand Scrutator Severus, his non-epic version. I've got a Hierophant as an attachment in his battle group. I've got a Redeemer and a Reckoner. I've got the Avatar with the Vassal behind him as a non-battle group Jack. I've got the Choir painted up. Daughters of the Flame in the front with the Blessing of Vengeance, who's also in Severus's battle group. A full unit of Zealots with the attached Monolith Bearer. I've got a Reclaimer here, and that is it for Menoth's army.
Hello, this is Christian from Sandbar Wargaming. I'm going second. I'm playing Circle Orboros. My list is one of the lists I'm thinking of bringing to Lock and Load. So I've got Morvana with Getrix right here. Over here is a Woldweird that's with a Wilder. I've got a full unit of Wolves with their unit attachment. I have a min unit of Ravagers with a White Mane Escort and a Weapon Attachment Shaman and the Officer, the Chieftain. I have two Gallow Groves up in front with a line of Druids and Thrall. And also supporting a Morvana, I have Linus Russell and some Swamp Gobbers. So we'll see how this list fares.
So here we are at the top of turn 1 for Menoth, and it was a pretty standard opening move. I wanted to get my Zealots up here in the front as soon as possible because they were blocking my front line. So I prayed for no spells because he's got some Druids up here, and I want to make sure the Druids remain inactive for the first turn. I ran up the Avatar, I popped the Gaze of Menoth, it won't matter. I ran the Vassal up to behind him. The book ran up, I felt like it wasn't necessary to pop any of the book's actions, so I just ran them up. The Reclaimer ran up to cover the Zealots with his aura to collect souls. The Redeemer ran up here to hold the bunker. The Reckoner was able to, was the only one to get the anti-spell Choir prayer because the Choir were kind of spread out and it just didn't happen this turn. Blessing of Vengeance was used in Arc Node to cast Defender's Ward on the Daughters. They're presently defense 19 on the hill, which is a really good place to hold them down. And that looks like my Peace Heavy activated standard. I have Menoth the first turn and Defender's Ward on the Daughters, and then he just advanced. So that's the first turn.
Alright, so bottom of turn 1, Circle basically did what they do best, let's get forward up the field. Druids advanced, all of them did their Cloud except for the leader who did his anti-magic, and the officer did the anti-elemental. The two trees hopped up the field as well. The Ravagers ran up. Getrix advanced, or ran up here, riled for 1. The White Mane ran over here, Linus Russell ran up. The Wolves ran up. The Rock Shrimp advanced and cast his Animus and riled for 1. Thrall ran over here to try to deal with the Beezies. Wilder ran up. The Gobbers walked up and did their 5-inch Cloud. Morvana advanced into the Cloud and gave the Druids Regrowth, which will bring them back from the dead, ideally. And the Ravager's Restoration, which gives them +2 armor.
Okay, so bottom of turn 2 for Menoth, and we have started to advance into each other. So I'll begin with what tactically happened first. First, I wanted to get the Redeemer to put his 3 blasts into this large group of infantry over here. He had 2 clouds right here that were making, were screening all of these models, so he had these guys clouded. But there was a gap here between the officer and the leader that were doing elemental communion and anti-magic. So I targeted this model, and I was able to kill. I killed 1 wolf and 3 of the druids here with the Redeemer. Did I get the officer?
You got the officer.
I got the officer. So the leaders left, and the three grunts. I then had the daughters charge in. I had 3 daughters come in. The first 2 did their charge attack, combined melee, hit, rolled really badly on damage. The second one was able to do 1 point of damage. The third daughter did 2 attacks, rolled really well on attack, but didn't do any damage except for 2 for anatomical precision. So Throlk's sitting, I think, at 3 life left. The first daughter who charged in, these two ran, was able to one-shot the tree there, which was really nice on some nice rolls. The Zealots, they pop their Greater Destiny and cannot be targeted by spells because he got a lot of spells out there. I didn't really care for the +2 to attack and damage. I advanced them forward 6. I was able to get 1 over... This guy attacked this Thorn Ravager here, but scattered, didn't do very much. This one tried to get within the tree, but it scattered this way because I was out of 5 inches for stealth. This one attacked the leader here, but scattered on Getorix, and Getorix hyper-aggressive up here. And then this one was able to be in range to attack Getorix, but then he started to realize that if he started hyper-aggressive a little closer, there was all these Zealots here, so I think he held back hyper-aggressive for that. Regards. I had the Avatar move over here after getting enlivened by the Vassal to either stand off against the Getorix. I think I'm in a good position defensively against that threat. I had the Reckoner move over here, hopefully to start, countering this large infantry spam. Blessing of Vengeance moved over here, not too much with him. The Choir was able to give battle to the Redeemer, which helped with his attack and damage rolls. The Reckoner, which didn't do anything, and the Blessing of Vengeance, which again didn't do very much this turn. Moved up the Covenant of Menoth, the book, and popped no knockdown. There's not a lot of spells within this range. A lot of them cannot be targeted by spells. So I thought the no knockdown would be good just in case some shenanigans. The Reclaimer moved over here just to cover some of the soul collecting. Sevi activated. He put Vision up on the Avatar just for some defensive, again, to keep that Avatar safe. And then moved up. He's camping 1. So that is the end of Menoth's turn 2.
Alright, so we're at the bottom of turn 2. Let's see. Okay, so over here, Throlg flailed away at the daughters and did nothing. Awesome. The wolves charged the daughters after the druids got out of the way, killing a couple of them.
2 to be exact.
Yeah, well, a couple is 2. These 3 failed their combined melee attack charge attack against this chick by rolling a 5. Let's see. Druid Wilder ran up here. This dude walked up, shot at the Avatar. Getting rid of the... What spell was there?
So Vision was on for the first attack. You hit it. You removed Vision.
Yeah.
And then there was no upkeep spell, so you lost her.
Upkeep, so it didn't do any damage. Linus Rossell charged the Avatar, doing a little bit of damage, causing him to run away.
He's back there because of Enliven.
Yeah. The Druids, a couple of them were brought back by Morvana during her control phase. And they rearranged themselves and popped their clouds. And got into melee with the Zealots to prevent them from throwing their bombs at me. Let's see, the tree, Banana Port over here. Getorix kind of chilled right there, has hyper-aggressive and controlled warping, and Honorary up. Basically allows him to whack people. Morvana cast Harvest on herself, so she has all 3 of her upkeeps up on the field now. The Thorn Ravagers repositioned to the far flank with Restoration on themselves. Giving them +2 armor and healing them when they take damage. So that's it for my turn. Oh, the Gobbers walked up and did a cloud right here. Whatever. So that's it for my turn. We'll see what happens. I'm not used to not having any opponents' dead models by this point in the game, other than, I guess, the 2.
Okay, so top of turn 3. No scenario points yet. We've just been playing, kind of battling it out. So I'll begin over here with the daughters. We've got the skirmish going on over here. We had 2 daughters go for Throlg. I put 2 points from anatomical precision on him. I had the other 2 daughters over here jump over the line. I had this one try to attack the officer. I missed him twice, and this girl killed 2 wolves there. They'll have to take a command check. The Zealots then activated, and they advanced. Everyone that was engaged advanced up. The melee ones whiffed. The ranged ones, this one did a great job killing. I think there were 4 wolves. I got a direct hit on one with 2 6s, and then I think the other one hit as well. So wolves over here got taken down by some good AoE shots from the Zealots. This one over here did a critical hit. I think it rolled a 4 when it needed a 4. 2 2s and put them on fire. The damage was negligible. The Reckoner shot at the Wold Weird. Did 4 points of damage. And then the Blessing of Vengeance came up for the Arc Node. He advanced, even though he's got 1 focus. The Redeemer, he actually shot over here and killed with 2 shots. The second one boosted hit and damage. There was a Tharn Ravager right there. I'm worried about this guy's on the flank. So he shot them. It was very close on the 16 inches. The Choir gave him +2 to hit and damage rolls, which really helped out. Sevi activated, did Ashes to Ashes on the Wold Weird, boosted to hit. Rolled a 6. There was this Druid, the Druid Wilder, and Getorix. There's 4 within range. I rolled double 1s on this guy. He's still alive. This Druid Wilder, or this Druid, died, and then the Druid Wilder died to a little bit, a decent damage roll. Getorix got 1 point of damage and hyper-aggressed. We deemed it, the attacking model is Severus, even though this is the point of origin, so we deemed hyper-aggressive going towards Severus, which was fine. I moved over here. I'm worried about this flank. I was thinking about committing the Avatar. I know Christian was probably thinking the same thing, whether I was going to do it. I decided to take a defensive stance, put the Avatar back, he's enlivened, and I put the book in front. It's a nice big base to protect against some of these. They have reach, and they're medium bases, but if I can keep a few of them from getting in there, the Avatar will hopefully survive.
Remember, for line of sight purposes, the book counts as a small base model.
Exactly, but it counts as the base size is the same, but the height, the volume of the model is 1.75. So the base size is still you
can attack over it.
You can attack over it as a small base. Yes, yeah. It doesn't count as a large base. It's just more of I want the footprint of the book to be right there. I think that's it. The Hierophant gave Sevi 1 less cost of spells so that he could actually cast Acid Ashes, boosted to hit. And that is it for turn 3 of Menoth.
Alright, so this is the bottom of turn 3?
Yes.
Yes, bottom of turn 3. So, let's see. I moved my Ravagers from the far flank, charged some choir members, killed some of them. Killed a couple of Zealots with my Ravagers, as well as my Druids. The book shut down 2 of them, but the rest were able to force pull them away. And then my Wold Weird advanced up and shot Severus 3 times and killed him.
Yes. He had I have Menoth up, which really helped out.
Yeah, it really helped me because I get an additional attack and damage roll. Dices, so I get 3 dice for attack and 3 dice for damage every time against him, and then I can further boost that. So I boosted the first one and then took 2 more shots.
Yep, he's vulnerable.
He is vulnerable. He's old man stats, 14-14.
So this is the end game here.
Overall, Paul's army is really hard to do anything against if you rely on spells or, I mean, the high defense of the Daughters makes it difficult. The Zealots can't be targeted by spells, prayer, and their mini feat where they can't be damaged by anything but spells and feats makes it difficult. He's got lots of jacks, lots of ranged support. Overall, very good list. My list brought too much anti-magic to a game where my opponent wasn't really casting magic, so that kind of negated that didn't help at all. I'm definitely thinking about dropping Throld. I tried bringing him again. He was useless again, so I think I'm going to drop him for 3 more Ravagers to make my unit a max unit. And next time I have to remember that they have advanced deployment.
Yes.
I forgot that this time. So there we go. That's Sandbar Wargaming signing.
Okay, so a good win for Circle. It was a really tough game. If you look at the game state, it was literally like 2 armies were clashing together, and then the caster just died in the middle of everything, and everyone's like, "Ah, good game." But overall, I had a lot of strength right here with the Avatar. I would have been able to take care of the Tharn Ravagers. As Aaron always says, the first person to really make a mistake ends up usually losing, and just putting Sevi out there, having a great Wold Weird and a great Purgation definitely helped out with his Fury management as well as taking it on. It was a great kill overall. Again, we were talking about the lack of, or he had a lot of magic support. It didn't really do too much for me because overall Menoth, although we're spell slingy, we don't have a unit that just throws out spells. We're a lot of denial more so than putting it out there. Tactically, The Tharn Ravagers, I would have liked to see them maybe get into the battle a little sooner. The Druids and the Wolves got kind of caught up. The Daughters tar-pitted like they usually do. I would have liked to see Getorix maybe up over here more, but again, he would have to stretch out the Getorix, and we were kind of tossing in between.
It was difficult when I couldn't hurt your Zealots.
Exactly, the Zealots did really well, but the idea of like kind of trading pawns, we didn't really. No one actually. I think Getorix has like 2 wounds. All my jacks are healed, and it really was a game of Sevi just dying in the middle of the heat of battle.
It felt more like a chess match.
It did definitely felt like more a chess match. We did a good job. As you can see, the death piles aren't very big. We'll definitely have to get a rematch in here one of these days. Fine-tune the lists. I thought the book was really useless. I've often found like the book is really good in a tournament setting, but if you kind of know what your opponent's bringing, you don't necessarily need to bring the book. They did okay taking down the Druids a little bit. Maybe getting up there and making them not cast clouds would have been really helpful. I thought the Redeemer was really excellent as a nice little sentry piece. I think it's great for 6 points as a 16-inch artillery piece with rate of fire 3 is really nice for 6 points. The Reckoner and the Blessing of Vengeance. I needed the Reckoner there in case Getorix wanted to trade pawns with the Avatar. And I was really, those Tharns, they would have come in and really been a game changer. Depending on how the Avatar and the Tharn Ravagers came in. But overall, it was a great game. A lot of tactics on either side. A lot of like slow play. It's turn 3, but it literally took us a good 2.5 hours to play this game. So overall, I enjoyed it. Great win to Christian. I have to say it was. I mean, he saw the opening and he took it. I'm glad he did because if he didn't, he probably would have felt really bad about it after the turn was over. So good game. Again, thank you for watching and. We'll try to get some more videos up.